Hello everyone, my name is Rizwan Boti and I'm here to present a research study co-authored by Dr. Masita Sharil entitled Using Structured Problem-Based Learning to Support Students' Learning in Mathematics. From my personal experience as a mathematics teacher, most students have problems with questions that require problem solving. The students are found to be weak in problem solving due to the lack of mathematical thinking. According to Khalid 2006, mathematical thinking is applying mathematical techniques, concepts, and processes in solving real-life problems. Teachers rarely expose students to real-life problems other than those examples given in the textbooks. Students do not see the importance of mathematics in everyday situation and they cannot relate how mathematics can be used in their future. Hence, most students are not motivated to learn or enjoy the subject. If students are motivated, it will lead to an increased willingness to engage in mathematical reasoning activities. The traditional teacher-centered and direct instruction teaching approach are commonly used in schools and they offer few opportunities for student-initiated activities and students' independent learning. Teachers need to expose the students to real-life situations or concrete experience in order to relate the mathematical concepts they learn in the classroom. A different teaching and learning approach is needed. Hence, problem-based learning, PBL in short, is one of the strategies that can be used to relate real-life situations and at the same time motivate the students to learn. What is problem-based learning? According to Ronis 2008, PBL is an inquiry method of learning that allows students to acquire knowledge through the use of ill-structured problems. The teacher's role is as a facilitator who makes sure that the student understand the problems and guide them to construct the solutions to the problems. The participating school in this present study used this typical PBL lesson whereby the teacher gave the students a problem context with a series of scenarios for them to solve. All the students must solve each scenario before they could proceed to the next. This type of PBL is commonly used in medical schools and other higher institutions like polytechnics. In this present study, a structured PBL was used instead of the typical PBL. The structured PBL is built upon the research study by Lee and Bay 2007 on the topic of volcano in science subject. A structured PBL is a strategy whereby the teacher will guide the students to solve the problems in stages with allocated time. The stages of the structured PBL are introduction stage, understand the problem stage, search for information stage, construct solution stage, presentation stage, and finally the wrapping up stage. This approach is suitable for secondary and even primary students since they are guided from the first stage to the final stage. The purpose of this qualitative study is to investigate the role of the teacher as a facilitator in using a structured PBL to support the students' learning in mathematics. And the specific research question is, how does the teacher facilitate the students' learning during the structured PBL lesson? Classroom observations and interviews were conducted in this present study. The participants in this study were Year 9 students ages 15 and 16 and a mathematics teacher. It was the students' first time to use PBL in mathematics. The teacher tried the typical PBL in the previous years and it was also her first time to use a structured PBL in teaching mathematics. After the observations, I interviewed the teacher and a focus group of students. I asked semi-structured problems to probe them on the issues of the implementation of PBL. The students were given a problem context and facts list to start off their lesson. From the problem context, the students were asked to be travel agents to propose a package tour for a British bank officer who will be on a business and leisure trip to Brunei. The students' tasks include to suggest affordable return air tickets between London and Bandar Seri Begawan, suggest hotel accommodation and other activities. Since this is under the topic of time, the teacher designed the problem by suggesting a suitable time for a video conference between the bank officer and his director. The students were expected to learn about the time differences between London and Bandar Seri Begawan, British summer time, and how to calculate the time differences. Based on the observations, the teacher mostly used questioning techniques to facilitate the students during the PBL lessons. Questions such as, "What is it all about?" and "Do you understand the story?" were asked to see if they really understand the problem context. When students were not sure about certain things, in this case, the students did not know what is video conference, the teacher asked questions related to video conference and initiated discussions among the students. Questions were also asked to help students from making mistakes. "What is the weather like in July?" was one of the questions asked to prevent the students from making mistakes with the time difference in summer. From the interview, the teacher said that by using questions, she could monitor the students' progress and make sure they were on the right track. The facts list consists of two tables. The first table has three columns with headings: what do we know, what do we need to know, and how do we get that information. The first table was for the students to write in the necessary information they could gather from the problem context and for them to find out how to get those information. The second table consists of two columns with headings, possible solutions, and delegations of tasks. This table was for the students to write in what they have found from their research and delegate the tasks equally among themselves. The facts list helped the teacher to facilitate the students. By checking on their facts list, the teacher could scan through what they have written and proceed with questioning them if she found any mistakes and to initiate discussions. However, a facts list was not enough. A checklist should have been given to help the students to construct their solutions. A checklist was given to a different class where she stated very clearly what she expected the students should do. From her observations, the checklist was helpful for the students to construct their solutions and to save time, hence making the PBL lessons more structured. In conclusion, the teacher was able to facilitate the students in small groups whereby she went to every group to ask questions and was able to monitor the progress of each individual group. By questioning the students, the teacher was able to know the students' progress, find mistakes, and to initiate discussions among the students. The facts list was also found useful to monitor the students' progress, and a checklist would be useful for the students. By having a checklist, the students can refer to the requirements as expected by the teacher and will help the students to accomplish the task with minimal guidance and at the same time improve their independence in learning. The structured PBL lessons took a total of 5 hours and 25 minutes. A non-structured PBL took more than this. Even though the structured PBL took less time compared with the typical PBL, this approach is still time consuming. Due to the time consuming factor, the participating school encouraged the mathematics teachers to use structured PBL at least once for every school term. The structured PBL can also be used as a curricular activity to motivate the students to learn and to like the mathematics subject. Thank you for your time in watching my presentation. For more information, you can contact me or my co-author via our emails. Thank you.